Welcome to the Sunday morning rant. Now, I'm not at home. I'm actually staying at a friend's house this weekend, and I'm doing this from the kitchen. And as you can see, at the moment, they are in the process of doing a lot of refurbishment work on this place, hence the reason why the window looks like it's just about to be pulled out, because it is just about to be pulled out. And the kitchen has just been put in. So I'm able to do this from this lovely breakfast bar area. In the kitchen. Now, I have to be honest and say this is not the intended video for this week, because the intended video for this week was actually recorded a couple of days ago. I recorded it a couple of days ago. I actually did all the recording a couple of days ago, and when I actually came to put the audio files together last night, I found that the audio for some reason had recorded at super low levels, and when I pumped the volume up or the gain up to bring the levels up to something you could hear me speak, yeah, you ended up with a whole raft of background noise which I just couldn't get rid of without me sounding horrendously bad. So in the end I decided just to can the video and do another one this morning, hence the reason why I'm here. The good thing about being here, of course, though, is that just about here, which is off camera and you can't see it, is a coffee machine. So I've been able to have several slugs of coffee while I've been setting this stuff up, and now I've got a proper coffee to drink while I'm talking to you, or to drink and slug as I'm going through this. What a result. Anyway, this week's rant was all about Jupiter XM demos. And one of the things I've been looking at, I mean, the XM, as we know, was launched beginning of October, started becoming available in the shops at the end of October, early November, whereas its big brother, the X, is not due into shops until probably around March, April next year. Both these units, as we know from everything we've seen so far, are built like tanks, have a brand new keyboard, and use this Encore engine. So one of the things I've been struggling with in a lot of the demos that have been done so far is actually seeing the unit tested. The Roland guys have come on in the videos I've seen. I've seen a lot of videos about the Jupiter X and the XM, and not very many of them have actually really, how would I put it, tested the unit. So this is really what this video comes on to, which is about 2 videos that I have seen, and there will be links either up there or in the details below about these 2. So the first video was from the Finnish artist Kebu. So you've heard me talk about Kebu before. I think Kebu is a very underrated musician. He should be earning and have much more status than he does. I mean, it's slowly growing. His music is getting out there, but he's underrated, I think, is in the press. He does a lot of work with analog synthesizers. So if you see him live or you see any of his videos, go to YouTube, type in Kebu, you'll get many of his videos. And you see him on stage, and this guy is on stage, and he is literally surrounded by synthesizers, and they're all analog synthesizers, or they all tend to be analog synthesizers, should I say, because that's the way he makes his music. And he does a lot with what he has, and he is a true artist. He, as far as I'm concerned, is right up there with the Jean-Michel Jarre. He should be playing the same sort of venues as Jean-Michel Jarre as well, but that's a different kettle of fish. Anyway, when they did the launch for the XM back at the beginning or end of September, I suppose, when all the sort of tubers and influencers were brought into London to Abbey Road Studios, and they were then given demos of all the new equipment that Roland were just about to launch. And I've done videos about not quite 909 Day, because they launched it all in before 909 Day. So Kebu was there at that point in time, and he demoed the instrument, and there was some of it on the web about the demo of the instrument, But then he did, about a week later, he did a concert, I think in Finland, with the XM, and they properly videoed the XM demo. And I have to be honest and say, it really shows what the XM can start to do. So what I'm really impressed about is what is the X going to do, based on what Kebu was able to do with the XM. The second video that I've seen, and I think is worth really calling out, and again, up here or down there, will be a link to this video, is a video by an artist called Gattobus. Okay, now this guy is, again, he's right up there in terms of music production. And he's obviously had this unit for a while, because he's actually been able to get behind the nuts and bolts of it. And again, he's done a really good video. And what I like about his video is it really shows off the eye arpeggiator, the XM. Now this is one of the big features that Roland are sort of are highlighting about this instrument, is this eye arpeggiation feature, and the fact that it is able to play 4 separate sounds plus a drum track at the same time in this sort of learning arpeggiation mode, which I'm really interested in. That it's one of the features I am really interested in terms of how the Jupiter X and XM work. But his video shows that off, and I think that's another good one to go and actually have a look at, of what the XM can actually do when it's in the hands of somebody who is a proper musician, I suppose, somebody who really is into music and sound production like these two guys are. So that's really all I want to say about the demos. I have to be honest and say, has my mind changed on the XM? My mind hasn't changed on the XM. I think I'm going to end up buying the X. I don't think I'm going to buy the XM, because I do not understand. For me, it doesn't work. So for what I'm doing, it doesn't work. I would rather have the larger keyboard. But I am still sitting on the fence on this until I see what Roland are going to be doing in terms of supporting the XM, and what other engines or what other features are going to be put forward by Roland to support this new platform. What I don't want to see is, I don't want to see sort of, again, like the System 8, where we had a number of instruments put forward and then they stopped. So I'm sort of kind of sitting on the fence a bit on the X, but I suspect sometime next year I will probably dip my hand in my pocket and I will buy one. But that's where we are. But I really do want to see how Roland are going to support it. I did notice on the internet the other day that there was a thing about Roland were just about to release service patch 1.03, I think it was, for the Jupiter X. So probably by the time you see this video, that service patch will have been released. But I did see that, and I sort of thought, well, obviously, it's only been out a month. If they're already releasing a service patch, that sort of kind of tells me there's a number of things that are potentially wrong with it, and they need to fix the actual software of the unit. So it's good that all you XM users who've gone and bought the XM are debugging the X for me when I go and buy it next year. Thank you. The other thing I was going to talk about this week, and I did when I did the original video, I had actually had an OMD t-shirt on, because I saw OMD this week. And I have to say, I've never seen OMD live. I love OMD, I've loved them for years, but I've never actually seen them live. And many months ago, normally I saw the thing pop up on the local gig venue site saying OMD were playing live, so I thought, well, I saw that. So along I went to see OMD live, and I tell you what, if you get the chance to go and see OMD live, if you've never seen OMD live, go do it, because it is a good set. It's a very fun set, it's fast, it's very bright, it's in your face, admittedly, but it is a set that you would thoroughly, if you're somebody who is my age and grew up with OMD as being one of the key acts, then you will enjoy OMD live. They played all the ones you'd expect to see, so Tesla Girls, Tesla Girls, and Locomotion, and Joan of Arc, and Maid of New Orleans, and all the ones that you expect them to play, plus some new stuff, plus the fact they are actually 40 years old. And both of them, both the guys who are in the band are now in their 60s. And as he said, when he was bouncing around the stage, he said, do you like my dancing? I've had 40 years to perfect it. But it's kind of all I'm going to say this week, because I don't have much more to say, but I did want to make sure this video was recorded and was posted so you guys could see what this week's rant was all about. Until next week, enjoy your coffee, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Remember, hit that like button if you like what you saw. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to be notified about more rants, more mailbag, more questions and answers, and more videos about this sort of stuff when it's loaded to the channel. Until next time, bye-bye.